Hey guys, it's Claire Bear here. Hopefully I'm in the shot this time. I just want to talk with you for a second. I was just on Facebook and just scrolling through, minding my own business, and this post comes up, a lot of comments, somebody saying, oh, well, I'm done with Rajal 4 now. It makes me feel like shit. Freelee and Durian are just full of shit. She said it right there, like first couple sentences. Freelee and Durianrider full of shit, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. And she goes rambling off on how, it makes her too full and she's not, exercising. Her main concept is she's saying that Freelee and Durian exercise mass amounts and that's the only reason why it works. And I just want to kind of put my 2 cents in here. I just did a video about this, about comparing how much exercise Freelee does from my calculations compared to what I do. And what I'm trying to do right now is like, I don't know, between maybe, I don't know how many miles a day. I'm going to say like 60, or not a week, like 65 or 75 or so miles on my bike per week. It would be like 5 times a day doing like 16 or so miles. Okay. So that's a lot of miles throughout the week. And that still is only about half of what Freelee does. And the time that I'm putting into this right now, because I'm not new to fitness in general, but I'm new to doing a lot consistently. So my body's still getting used to it. It's still, like a big effort. It still takes me about 2 hours to get that much in on my skates and on my bike. I don't have a good bike either, just to throw that out there. But like I said, according to my calculation, she's doing about double. So, and I do have aspirations to get that high, and I don't think it's going to take me, I have aspirations to double the 16 per day and to get to about the 30, which is where I calculate what Freelee's doing now. Just basic generalization, looking at, not accurate, not very specific details on her workouts, just looking at her Strava stuff. Anyway, my point is, I'm going to get there, but I don't think I'm going to have to double my time in order to get that same amount of miles. So as your fitness goes up, your amount of time per mile goes down. So I know her time periods, what she says, she only does an hour and a half every other day or something like that. So again, about 3 or 4 times a week, she's getting on there for at least 30 minutes to an hour and a half, maybe something like that. So she's doing less time, but she's doing more miles. So yes, her level of fitness is completely different than a lot of people who are just coming into this lifestyle, or even like me, who have been doing this for a while, but still haven't achieved their optimal level of fitness. But the fact that she has been able to, and Durian as well, achieve such high levels of fitness on the lifestyle says a lot in itself as well. The point that I want to make is, just because they happen to do this much exercise doesn't mean that the diet doesn't work, the lifestyle doesn't work, or that they're full of shit, or that you have to do that much exercise for this diet to work. I see this is a common theme on a lot of people who talk about Rant 4 and who talk about weight gain, associated with Rant 4. And here's the deal. I've said it time and time again. I'll keep saying it again because I know people don't want to go back and watch old random videos of mine. But when you first start, you have all these cravings. You still have this old food in your body. A lot of you do. If you went cold turkey or even weaned down a little bit, and you weren't totally vegetarian before you started, you're going to be releasing these old foods and having that struggle and that detox. And that in itself is going to make you crave extra, crave foods at your time of weakness. So the whole carving up concept at that point is so important, because you're going to fail if you don't stay carved up in the beginning. You're going to go back to your old habits. You're going to go back to the old stuff that you're still addicted to, and is still in there inside your body, screaming for more. So you need to carve up. You need to cram it in, especially at the beginning. That full feeling, you got to work that out. You got to work it out with exercise. You should be having at least some minimum exercise, and everything, and water drinking and sleep is all essential to helping all this stuff flow, and to where you're not just sitting there with food in your stomach. You don't have to eat as much as Freelee does. eat as much as what feels good for you to where you're still craving in, but really watch the fats. Really watch the fats. I think that's what throws a lot of people off. They think they're doing raw till 4, even though they're eating high carb vegan. It's still so easy to get a lot of fat in there that you don't need. So that was my issue for a really long time. And now it's just like, after a while, you don't always have to be eating. I can go much longer periods of now of time without freaking out and, succumbing to some sort of craving. I have the ability to work through cravings. I can pretty much get through any craving now. I know exactly what to run to, what to reach for, what to have in the pantry now. I've gotten good about my backups. You learn, you live and you learn. And you find that, not every meal has to be that overeating sort of thing, and you don't have to do, raw till 4 right at 4, and you don't have to do fruit for, and cooked every single day, that sort of thing. And you get to where you can break the rules and make it work just a little bit better for you personally. And as your seasons of your life change, your diet's going to change a little bit. So don't take it so seriously. But just remember that after a while, your body will get used to eating. I remember it took about a whole year or maybe even a year and a half to where I really started feeling like, wow, this is going really, really well. Like, I really feel this now. It's like your body is going to get more and more used to it. And I think of Harley and Freelee, and I'm just like, their bodies are such machines now. I mean, think about it. They are so freaking consistent, and their body is so, untainted, and just, that's why they're rocking it. That's why they still have the best bodies. That's why they are just slamming it. So don't knock Durian and Freelee. They are so freaking knowledgeable. They have helped so many people. It's just like, shut up. If it didn't work for you, if you don't really like it, if you want to go to the starch plan because that works better for you, or whatever your issue is, then say that. That's fine. That's your prerogative. But just because you feel a little bit too full and you don't like that feeling, or you're not exercising enough, don't blame that on Freelee and Durian. And I know this is a common theme with them too, and it's frustrating. Like, especially when, like I said, I have been on raw till 4 for 2 years, not even doing it correctly. And I've still had the best health of my adult life. I've cured things that I was really getting concerned about, like IBS symptoms and candida, chronic candida. My sleep is better. Everything about my entire life is better. And they have definitely helped me change my entire life. So for me to just scroll through my feed and see people say, oh, they're full of shit. No, you're full of shit, actually, because I know for a fact this works. Even before I even started to become a really consistent worker-outer, like I wasn't consistent. I was into fitness, but I didn't do it, very consistently at all for the first, couple years, really. I'm just now getting into it. So it can work, and it does work for people who are everyday people, who aren't, working their asses off for 2 hours a day or whatever. It does work for me. I say this all the time, I'm sort of the same size, about 10 pounds on average down from where I was as a regular meat eater, on average, and it's so effortless. I don't think about it. I don't starve. I don't even have to work out that much for me to maintain my lifestyle or my figure or whatever you want to call it. So yeah. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this rant. Let me know if you did, if you want to see more rants or whatever. If you have any questions, comments, whatsoever. Don't forget to find me on social media as Clary Berry and on Snapchat as Miss B Face. Don't forget to eat your fruit and quit your bitching, quit your yapping, and make it happen, people. Come on, if I can do this, you can do it. Seriously.